Hi team, welcome to your product pitch with generative AI in Adobe Express tutorial slash flex assignment. Hopefully you've gotten some experience with Express. I'm just going to change it up a little bit to kind of prepare us for a little bit later on in the term when you're doing a lot of these things. So hopefully this will help kind of build it up. In terms of learning objectives, we're going to again focus on storytelling, kind of focus on how do I get my message across. So we're moving a little bit away from the data visualization. I promise we'll be back to it, but I want you to start thinking about how to sell, essentially, how to get people to buy your product, which is a lot of what this tutorial is around. So you're going to jump into Adobe Express. You're going to leverage a little bit of their generative AI, so Adobe Firefly, hey, to kind of think about building visualizations, infographics. In this case, it's going to be a pitch deck, sort of a presentation, but it's going to be different than I'm betting a lot of the presentations you've done. So I like to bend your brain a little bit, get you thinking outside the box and thinking to kind of a different audience as we go through there. Due date, by again, the time you see this, we'll have the due date both announced on the assignment and see your learning management system as well. So for the assignment, you're going to continue this role as a business analyst, building on that professional development pathway that our director of business intelligence put us down last time. Following the successful completion of that storytelling training, your manager has now assigned you a second phase of the Adobe Express professional development series. However, since this is a team effort, they've given you the option to work with up to 2 additional members of your organization that you will self-select. So that means you can do this one in a group of at up to 3, right? No more than 3. I like the idea now of kind of bouncing ideas off of one another, getting input from different people. Please note, while you're going to work in a group, everyone needs to submit a completed version of the assignment. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. Your manager has communicated that the organization's competitive advantage increasingly depends on speed and creativity in these sort of client-facing communications. The analytics department needs to sort of accelerate the production of high-quality pitch materials and presentations without sacrificing the professional standards. And we're now going to leverage generative AI to go through and do it. Your director's made it clear that understanding it is important. They're embracing it, so we're going to leverage it in the Adobe piece of it. So we're going to kind of build those skills in Adobe Express. I won't go super deep into this because you've already seen it already. But yeah, we're going to keep leveraging those skills, and you have a training to kind of go through and do it, albeit this training is a little bit more limited than what I would like, but it's at least an introduction to it. So the training that you're going to do, it's called Product Pitch with Generative AI. I have it linked below here. It's going to build, again, your competency in leveraging AI tools. It does a good job also of talking about the basics of just a little bit of the ethical component that I think is becoming more important as we go through. And so I like that piece of it. Note, you'll see in some of the videos in the training, they're kind of flying through it. So this may be really easy for some of you all that have that experience. I'm not expecting an unbelievable, fantastic design here. It's more just to get you kind of hands-on experience with it. Later on, I may be a little bit pickier. So again, second part of these kind of pieces, it talks through the various things that you're going to go through here and how you're going to leverage them in an ethical way. And it directly supports us as a business. And so we're going to be a little bit of sort of a consulting organization here in the approach that we take on this. And you'll see what I mean there in just a second. In terms of the requirements, I have the exact same things linked here. I guess I can add the office hours. Okay, so gone ahead and added those. You can, again, hop online and schedule sort of quick virtual office hours and support in this sense. I'm not going to walk you through that because I did it in the last training. If you didn't do the last training, go back and watch that video. But you can get on or just play around in these links and you can kind of see all the pieces. The training that you're going to do, right, is linked directly to here. And then what you're going to need, and it should look very, very similar to what you've done in the past, is here, you'll have this outline. And so it should launch to this training. You will have to sign in, go through, start with the introduction. Again, it's relatively short. I wanted to use most of the time to kind of have hands-on experience with it as you kind of go through. And so what you're going to do is go through all of these pieces. Same thing as last time, where you're going to write just a 1 or 2 paragraph overview as you're there. Again, I want you to use an AI to enhance the professionalism and check for grammatical errors. You're going to tell me at the very bottom, again, what tool you used, what prompt you used for it. So tell me how you talked to it as you go through. So again, just tell me how you talked with the tool. That one should be pretty straightforward. The newest piece here is, I kind of want you to get that training, but I'm going to maybe guide you a little bit. And maybe this will be more of kind of a consulting targeted role. So this isn't an entrepreneurship class. If it was, I'd make you make your own one. But you're going to complete that training, and that's going to require you to have a pitch deck. In the training, it says, oh, think of your own product. I don't want you to do that. So what we're going to do is, essentially our job is, we're going to be kind of consultants, and we're going to help one of these 3 companies go through and build a pitch deck for them. So essentially they have hired us to build these pitch decks for them. For the requirements, I do want you to create and utilize a logo for the company. All right, so one of the 3 companies, again, you can pick. I would try and use Adobe Firefly for it. You can use other companies to do that, but since it's already in there and built, and I have the link is in the training, I would use that because then it will incorporate into the decks that you use. It does talk about a voiceover in the slides. I do not need that from you. This is, again, meant to be a smaller consolidated, so all I want is the deck between 4 to 6 slides. Don't go crazy. Some of the decks are 10, 12 long, and probably best practice is a little bit longer for a pitch deck, but I'm trying to, again, get you to focus a little bit, maybe be a little bit more consolidated, and not kind of bombard you with time. And so in terms of, again, pick one, right? You individually or your group, and they should seem familiar. So for Southwest Office Solutions, we're going to have our audience be a private equity and investment firm. And so Southwest Office Solutions is seeking a private equity partner to unlock significant value in our e-commerce business. The data analysis has revealed clear opportunities to improve profitability through cost optimization, focus on high margin products, streamlined operations, i.e., the first 2 trainings that you did, you found, or you should find or see something interesting in here. That company is going to seek an investment capital to execute operational improvements, expand into new markets, enhance technology platforms, yada, yada, yada. With a strong revenue foundation, data-driven strategies, an attractive 3 to 5 year investment. So you can actually use some of this in that text piece. I'm trying to help you out as much as I possibly can. What I would like to see you do, and I'm not going to require it, but I would really love it if your pitch would incorporate something from the Tableau data visualizations. You can download visuals into different formats. You're going to lose that interactivity, but I think that's fine if you have a visual that you really like. Again, not a requirement for this one. It will be in the future as you go through. Apex Sports Solutions. So in this one, we were kind of vague. I should have been better, so I made up a company for this called Apex Sports. The audience, some other professional league, NFL, NBA, MLB, Major League Soccer, Division I, cricket. I don't really care. Whatever a professional league is, you can pick one league, or you can be more general in terms of this is what this company does, and we can go sell it to different places. I'll let you kind of read the overview. I should be consistent in my bolding. But it just talks about, hey, what we did. We talked about all these things in our training not that long ago. Again, we only did one, so you may not have as many visuals to kind of go through, but lots of interesting ways you could use it. Company 3, American Financial Advisory. So our audience is going to be regional banks and credit unions lacking in-house analytics capabilities for technology licensing, i.e., they want to buy our dashboards, right? They want to buy our services. And so same kind of thing. I'll let you read it to not be kind of crazy verbose, but just talks about the thing that we've done, that we can pull out, that we think may be useful. You should, by the time you see this, have all your feedback on all of these to help out. as you go through and think about maybe what visuals to leverage. In terms of submission instructions, just like last week, if you weren't here last week, I think it would still be fine. I may have to see what you all say. I'm encouraging you to go through, get the badge requirements. It's an extra credentialing that you can kind of go and show off. But I need you to submit this before the approval. I should say you need to submit before receiving the badge approval because it takes somewhere between 5 to 9 days. Just like last time, you're going to submit the view only link to your completed pitch deck by following these steps, and then share only here. And again, please make sure you kind of test your link. I'm going to leave the highlighting in here just so it kind of, again, signals this is something you have to do. The other piece are just instructions, similar to up here. Provide your key takeaway. So insert the link there. Again, if you're in a group, everyone needs to submit it. Even if it's going to one of the person's visuals, that's fine. I don't really care. I just want us to all kind of have access to it that way. Then, same thing as last time, create me 2 quiz questions. Most that I've seen so far have done really well on these. Just make sure you're following the formats that I want and the requirements here. Same thing on the bonus. If I end up using these, I will give you bonus towards your final exam score. Last piece, do the AI tool citation. All right, so I hope this is, again, useful. It's all kind of building up to our final project that you get essentially a month to work on after the final. And I just want you to be super skilled and ready for that kind of piece. So if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know.